This is a rock. When Jesus was in the desert, Satan tempted him to turn the rock into bread so he could eat. If I was in the desert, he would probably tell me that I could turn this rock into bananas, in which case I might not be able to resist. But who is the devil? I mean, really. When you picture the devil, what do you think of? Do you think of the little cartoon red character that people dress up their little toddlers as with the devil horns and the pitchfork? Because that's not really who Satan is at all. Satan is a fallen angel from heaven who turned his heart against God. And he has turned the sole purpose of his existence to taking souls away from God and bringing them to himself. So just as Jesus was tempted by the devil when he went into the desert, so too will we be tempted when we go into the desert of our Lenten journey. So we're probably thinking that the devil's going to tempt us to do whatever it is we gave up or to not do whatever it is we decided to do. So like if we decided to pray Decade of the Rosary every day, Satan's going to tempt us to be distracted and to not do it. Or if we gave up eating chocolate, of course he's going to tempt us to eat chocolate. Now these things might be true, and he probably will tempt us in these ways, but he's also going to tempt us into a much sneakier and worse crime against Lent. And that would be to keep doing what it is that we gave up, but doing it without any prayer, any purpose, or any connection to God. Now I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm going to tell you about what I consider to be my worst Lenten experience of all time. One Lent, when I was in college, I gave up Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, of course, is my favorite thing to drink, but I was doing it, and I was going for it, and everything was going fine. Until my roommate and I were waltzing through Walmart, and lo and behold, Dr. Pepper had just released 2 new flavors. I couldn't resist. I'm ashamed to say it, but I bought the 2 new flavors, I drank the pop, I gave in. And what's worse, I didn't even try to go back onto the wagon. Once I was off, I just gave up and drank pop the rest of Lent. So obviously this Lent was a failure. I was tempted, I gave in, bleh. But when did my Lent actually fail? Most people would say, and myself included, that it ended when I broke the fast that I was doing and I drank the Dr. Pepper. However, reflecting back on that Lent, I think the failure happened right in the beginning. You see, I was not giving up pop or Dr. Pepper for any specific purpose. I wasn't doing it prayerfully. I wasn't connecting it at all with my relationship with God. I just thought, what's something that would be hard for me? What's something I do a lot? And it's Dr. Pepper, so I'll give it up. I realize now that that's the way that Satan really tries to ruin our Lent. He tries to distract us from what really is important about Lent, about God, and just make us focus on trying not to do something. I repeat, Satan's biggest victory in your heart this Lent will not be if you slip up on your sacrifice, but if you don't sacrifice for the sake of God in a prayerful and intentional way. That being said, I think this first Sunday of Lent is a great time to tweak our Lenten sacrifices and promises. We've already had a few days on our Lenten journey, so now's the time to look at it and see what tweaks we need to make. Did we choose something too hard? Did we choose something too easy? What can we do to make this the best Lent we've ever had? It's okay to make adjustments midway. If you're struggling to keep up with it, you can lower it down a little rather than dropping it at all. So what are going to be your rocks this Lent? What is Satan going to try to get you to do or not do that will keep this Lent from bringing you closer to God?